So I assume that some of you out there have seen the body cam footage from the police during the George Floyd arrest. I have to ask how in the world that Keith Ellison, the district attorney for the state of Minnesota, decided to charge all the officers with second-degree murder. If you watch the videotape, you'll see that Floyd was completely erratic. Before he asked to be laid down on the ground, not to be put in the car. Before they put him down on the ground, he said, "I can't breathe." This casts serious doubt as to whether or not even a manslaughter charge would take place, because it is entirely possible, perhaps even likely, that he was suffering from a condition that was taking a fatal effect even before Chauvin put his knee into him. That doesn't excuse what Derek Chauvin, the officer in question, did necessarily, but it does call into question why Keith Ellison, the DA, again, would try to press for second-degree murder charges. This is absolutely unprovable if you see the tape. So why, first of all, why wasn't this tape made previously? I know that it's not common to release body cam footage, but they did it in Phoenix to demonstrate that the officers in question acted rightly. Why was it not released here? Do you know how much destruction might have been stopped if this had been released originally? Obviously, Keith Ellison had access to these videotapes. The fact that people are saying that this proves that Chauvin, that the Minneapolis police killed this man, is felonious, it's fallacious, it's false, triple F. There's no way that you are going to be able to convict the men of the charges that you have on them. So what was the goal? As I mentioned before, I believe that Keith Ellison, who's pictured showing in Antifa handbook, might have been overcharging the men based on the fact that he either wanted to be a hero to the left, which would advance his career, or because he wanted more chaos to ensue. Fortunately, now the public gets to see the tape. They get to see what happened and begin to formulate their own decision. And what this is going to do is the people that steadfastly believe that George Floyd was murdered are going to stick to their guns. Now, I had previously said that George Floyd was murdered. I was wrong. I now withdraw that previous statement. That doesn't mean that Chauvin acted appropriately, but this man was clearly high. He was out of his mind. He was out of his gourd. And he said before he was put to the ground that he can't breathe. That is going to weigh dramatically on the second-degree murder charges that you are pinning your case to. And they are going to be exonerated, or at minimum, you're going to have a hung jury. There's no way you're going to convict a man based on getting 12 people to agree that Chauvin had the intent of murdering this man. It is tragic. It shows malice and forethought in my mind. And I frankly think that Ellison is being a traitor. I think that what he is doing is trying to tear down our country, trying to tear it apart. I hate to have to ascribe such malice, such intentions to a man, but I can't think of anything else. What, you're going to assume that the only people that are going to see it are the 12 jurors, this tape? Fortunately, this thing was leaked. I understand that you do not want to poison the well for a trial, and therefore you don't release the evidence. But in this case, all the damage that was done, do you think that this Black Lives Matter movement would have taken hold had this tape been previously released? Do you think that it would have gained the strength and notoriety? No, this is a false premise. There is nothing that is inherently racist in the actions of the police here. You are trying to demonstrate that America is a racist place, and if you see this tape, you are going to see that these men were left without that much of a choice. Okay, maybe they could have taken something else. Maybe they deserve an assault charge, but to try to pin second-degree murder, to loot and burn down cities based on this false premise is unconscionable, these actions. I'm trying to be kind with my words here. And this Black Lives Matter movement, where everybody has been saying BLM, Black Lives Matter, and you have tied it to this fallacious case. This is going to be like Ferguson. And forever you're going to see, hands up, don't shoot, or I can't breathe. Well, George Floyd said, I can't breathe before he was put down on the ground. And that should come into account in some people's minds. This has the potential to turn the election away from Biden and towards Trump, because once again, it proves to me that the media was lying. Anybody who had access to this material and did not comment on it, did not comment on what preceded the 8-minute video that everybody saw with Derek Chauvin kneeling on George Floyd's neck without the added context, I'm positive that some people out there are going to say, oh yeah, look, you're a racist, pointing to me. Because how dare you go against this narrative? Okay, y'all want to hold on to that narrative. The only thing I'm trying to do is uncover the truth. And the truth is that this is a vast overcharge on Keith Ellison's part. And the case is going to disintegrate. And the only reason that they could be found guilty is because of the pressure that all the jurors who already know about this case are going to have on them to avoid another round of riots. So if y'all riot again over this, after everybody has seen the added evidence, then there is going to be massive pushback. There are going to be people that are going to be shot. Don't want this. I want to stop this. And so therefore, this is why I comment on this. I want everybody to see the George Floyd video, and I'm leaving a link in the description so y'all can see it for yourself and make your own determination. But this should weigh on whether or not you think that in response to what took place, whether or not you're going to go out chanting Black Lives Matter, because this is a false premise of absolute police brutality. These men have a very difficult job, and now you're going to see them walk because of an overcharge, because some traitor, some treasonous man by the name of Keith Ellison wants to destroy the United States or up his career. It's a game theoretical decision-making process. I'm really unhappy right now with the looting, the destruction, the mistrust that has existed within America, fanned by the media, who fan these flames of hatred and destruction and division. CNN, a pox on you for reporting it in the manner that you did. There is ample evidence that this very likely was not racist, yet everybody is saying that America is inherently racist. Based on this evidence, well, pox on you, because you must think logically. Please, take a look at the tape. Come to your own determination of what took place and what you would have done in that same situation. I guarantee you that most of you would not have knelt on his neck for 8 minutes. I can respect that. I agree with that. And maybe Derek Chauvin deserves an assault charge for that. But a second-degree murder charge? No way, no way, not gonna happen. No thank you, sir. Keith Ellison should be in jail. And the riots should stop, because all you're doing is using this as an excuse for your hatred, for the enmity that you have, for the destructive force that you are letting loose, and you're doing nobody any good. Instead, take that energy and do something good with it. That goes for everybody. We all must take the energy that we have within us, this antipathy, this enmity, and turn it into something positive and constructive, because these riots, this burning and this looting, all it does is divide our society. And as our society divides, China will then take over the world. We must unify as a nation and allow these tapes, these leaked tapes, to be part of that healing process that glues us back together as we realize the narrative of the rioters, of Antifa, of Black Lives Matter, in this case, was false, much like it was in Ferguson. Take this, look at the tapes yourself again, make your own determination. Peace and blessings to everybody out there. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with a friend if you think that it's useful. I want America to heal, and hopefully that starts with you guys taking a look at that videotape.